So my name is Antje Kepler. I'm working at the EMBL in Heidelberg. We are here today in Bangalore in India at the National Center for Biological Sciences, where we are hosting the second Exchange of Experience workshop for imaging infrastructures from around the globe. And the goal is today to strengthen the international network of imaging facilities, imaging facility managers, to look at challenges and bottlenecks that we face together at the level of facilities, how to engage with the users, how to engage with the national ministries and funders in order to get also the money to make access available. And most importantly, we are discussing about open access to imaging infrastructures. And that's what we are here for. So I'm very happy as the coordinator of this Global Bioimaging Network that all continents are represented. So we have many participants coming from the Americas, from Africa, from Asia, from Europe, to talk and discuss together how to move ahead. And we hope that from this particular workshop we can bring home a common guideline, a common recommendation on the open user access to imaging infrastructures.
I'm Satyajit Mayer, the director of the National Center for Biological Sciences, which is a center of the Tata Institute for Fundamental Research in Bombay. The bioimaging resources that we have are amongst our first facilities that developed on the campus, simply because we felt that heavy and expensive equipment that was coming into this environment was necessarily something that should be shared. And so we created open access resource facilities. We were extremely fortunate to have the right kind of people and also support from the institution to create these shared research facilities. And then I must say it was a real eye-opener to engage with the Euro-BioImaging when they first came to Bangalore to explore the possibilities of creating global research bioimaging infrastructure. Today, about 4 years later, I'm happy to say that many of our sister institutes, as well as institutes that are located across the country, have come to look upon NCBS as one of the role models of such a shared research facility, because it is about creating shared access and open access to all the investments that are being made in creating large-scale facilities across the country.
So in 2014, the Howard Hughes Medical Institute and the Gordon and Betty Moore Foundation, two nonprofit organizations in the United States, decided to join their forces and create the Advanced Imaging Center at the Janelia Research Campus in Virginia. This imaging center is created for the outside world, where users from all over the world can come to Janelia and take advantage of instruments developed at Janelia that is currently not available anywhere else in the world, and be able to leverage some of the new frontiers in advanced microscopy to facilitate their research. We will provide undivided technical attention to the team, and even after image acquisition, we will also provide data analysis, image processing, and everything subsequently to help them wrap up the stories. The instruments, as soon as it is finished developed, will immediately make scientific impact without having the users in general have to wait for sometimes 10 to 15 years just for the commercialization process to take place before they can buy that instrument. So as you can imagine, it is already a microcosm of what the Global Bioimaging Project is trying to achieve. So I'm very delighted to be able to come to the Global Bioimaging second time. So to continue to be part of this very active and extremely important global community. to try to continue to see how we can join forces, how to collaborate better to make this an even bigger global network.
So I'm Ben Loos, I'm at Stellenbosch University. I run the Neuro Research Group. I'm a senior lecturer and I'm heavily involved in imaging, passionate microscopist, and I've been building the imaging facility, which is now a fully fledged super resolution environment at our university, and I'm supporting that from an academic standpoint. So bioimaging or life science imaging, bio-life science imaging has grown quite substantially in the last, I would say, 10 to 15 years. Historically, primarily material science and sort of mineral science imaging was very strong in South Africa, but in the last 10 years we've seen quite a large growth in bioimaging. So global bioimaging is fantastic because it really answers a major need that we face in South Africa. We have various different institutions in South Africa in terms of their level of equipment and expertise and access to infrastructure. So a network like global bioimaging to tap into knowledge for image processing, data storage, these are very important aspects that are bottlenecks at the moment in South Africa. The experience of this workshop, it has been an eye-opener in terms of the open platforms that exist and just the level of work that is being done in terms of image data processing and analysis, and also the global bottlenecks and how they're being solved through open access facilities and softwares. So that's very important, sort of benchmarking, where are we at? And that's for me very important to see how we can, what we need to establish and how we can link up South African bioimaging to that sort of level of research.
My name is Naruto Renault from Japan, and I belong to National Institute for Basic Biology. Before we formed the Japanese bioimaging network called ABIS, ABIS, we scientists related to bioimaging did not have a common platform to discuss each other or cooperate each other. But since we formed the network, we scientists related to bioimaging started to talk to each other and help each other. I think it is very good output of forming the network. I think international cooperation is very important because all the resources like budget or instruments or human resources are very limited. So I think many countries that have a common interest need to help each other cooperate. I learned that each country have different problems, and I think it is important for us is to understand that differences. And we understand each other and we respect each other, and we need to solve the problem of such differences. Of course, people have different cultures, intentions, and different lifetime of project, but in order to have a common view for the future, I think we can solve those problems. At this moment, there are many barriers because the system of each country is very different. But by solving all the problems one by one, we can create a more comfortable system so that people can exchange, come and go more easily.
David Sampson from the Centre for Microscopy, Characterization and Analysis at the University of Western Australia. I'm director of the facility. It's a major core facility that spans right across the sciences, but with a strong emphasis in biology and medicine. So my involvement in global bioimaging has been to represent the AMMRF on the board of management, which is a delightful role, I have to say. It's been very exciting to discover new colleagues and this fresh set of ideas, many of which mirror our own local and national ideas, but on a much larger playing field. So it's a wonderful opportunity to interact with like-minded people to try to bring bioimaging to the absolute state of the art right across the planet. I think that global bioimaging will continue to facilitate the cutting edge of technology. So it will continue to enable that to be rolled out, to be translated, to be interconnected across multiple communities on the planet. So at the same time, I think it's very important for global bioimaging to build communities of expertise. And that expertise needs to go beyond just how to capture the image. It then moves right into the whole user experience, from concept to publication, in how to actually analyze that data, in how to share that data amongst larger groups of people. All of these things are really embryonic in the world of imaging, at least in bioimaging, and there's a great opportunity to be a world leader in this space, and I think global bioimaging is definitely on the right path. So I think having these vignettes of what's going on around the world is a fascinating insight. It really runs from gee whiz, I think we're ahead of them, right through to wow, have we got some catching up to do? And so it's simultaneously encouraging, validating, and inspiring, and driving one to think how to do better.